Reformation of inmates, tackling insecurity, decongestion of custodial centers, and passage of the new Fire Act. Senior travel tank Lukmon Junaid joins us now to discuss this. Good evening, Mr. Junaid. Welcome. Good of you to have to join us here this evening. Now, would like to find out what your thoughts are on the legality of the Nigerian government's decision to increase passport fees without consultation of legislative approval.
Well, it's a huge question to ask the government, actually. Typically, when such decisions are meant to be taken, it is expected that government will consult stakeholders, and the legislative arm of government will also have an oversight duties before these decisions are made. But it appears this is not done, and this has actually put government in bad light. People asking questions as to why we have an increase in the procurement of passport at this time. At this time, people are complaining that things are going up, cost of living are going up, but we have the passports fees now going up by over 20%. It's a huge one for passengers, Nigerians, or average Nigerians willing to procure the passports to travel out at this time.
So one question that Nigerians are asking, they're asking what the correlation is. How does this increase in passport fees align with the principle of transparency and accountability in public administration, particularly in light of the government's claims of commitments to these values?
Basically, it doesn't appear no stakeholder was consulted. That way, it doesn't show that government was actually accountable in the process taken to take this decision. Nobody was consulted. I'm not sure the legislative arm of government was also, reach out to in regards to this fee increase. So ordinarily, it's not. It doesn't take the rightful step that government should go through before a decision or such decisions are taken, and this actually, affects the public trust in the government currently.
Well, what about? Let's talk about the advantage or people who are disadvantaged by this. Do you believe that perhaps maybe the increase in fees will also affect certain groups such as low-income earners in Nigeria, the marginalized communities, those who might not be able to afford these amounts?
Well, these amounts affect both the rich and the poor. Practically, recently, there are arguments or comparison between the Nigerian economy or Nigerian society with the others. People are saying that we don't even have a middle class anymore. So both the rich and the poor, or people who perceive as middle class currently, are all affected with the increase in the procurement of passport currently. And this is a no-no to anybody willing to procure right now. If you have a budget set, maybe people already have a plan to travel in like 3-4 months ago, and they are willing to procure the passport at this time. Now their budget needs to be increased, and it's not something that you smile to the bank.
So does this impede the rights to movement, the rights to leave the country in any way, when we're looking at it from a human rights angle?
Well, this step taken by the government has nothing to do with human rights abuse. Basically, the right of every Nigerian to go, freedom to have the right of every Nigerian to leave any country, or even the right to move from one place to another, is not in any way abused. So this does not create any issue of such an abuse. But it's only I think the intention of government is to have a passport that has security backing, and people can be tracked as to whose document is this, and also people making fake passports, such acts will be reduced. So ordinary Nigerian rights to move from one point to the other is not in any way disrupted or abused. So it doesn't affect any human rights record for Nigerians.
Well, okay then. Mr. Junaid, thank you very much for joining us this evening. Thank you for your insight.
Thank you very much.